we've had £231 in sales, 4 orders. Not the best news, not the worst news. We have got our first order. Throughout the years, and yes, I've not had that many years because I'm only 16. Anyway, I've built myself quite a nice e-commerce portfolio, even working with some of the biggest names in the industry, like me building Stephen Bartlett's own website. I built this e-commerce empire through years and years and years of trial and error. But what if I had to start it all again from complete scratch with just £500 in my bank account and the knowledge that I've gained over the years? Can I make it work? Is it still possible to get into dropshipping in 2026? And hopefully along the way there'll be some valuable insights to give to you guys. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first thing I'm thinking is £500 isn't actually a lot of money to get into e-commerce anymore. There's a lot of money involved when it comes to trial and error with paid ads, but unfortunately we don't have any room for that in this challenge. Basically what I'm saying is we need to launch an ad campaign with complete certainty that it's going to work, which in e-commerce is pretty rare that you ever have that. £500 means we're going to have to build our store as lean as possible to save as much budget as we possibly can to run the ads. And I forgot to tell you guys something at the beginning of the video. If I don't make this business work, I have to fly to wherever the top comment is, which is pretty fucking ridiculous for me because I am 16. But I guess it's time to see if I can make it work. So a lot of people when they're getting into e-commerce, they try to start a business or dropshipping, they try to start a business around their passion. Now, while I think that is a great thing to do, and that's so wholesome, that's so preppy, it doesn't work when you're first getting into e-commerce. You see, when you get into e-commerce, you have something called marketing maturity, which is basically your brain's way of knowing what a good advert is, what a good website is, what a good creative is, what good product images are, literally everything like that. So what I'm trying to say is if you pick a product that doesn't sell itself, that doesn't instantly solve a problem, it's going to be a lot harder to market and a lot harder to sell. Now, technically, yes, I have been in e-commerce for a couple of years, so I could go for a product like that. Because we're on a limited time and we don't have much budget for ads, we're going to go for a product that basically sells itself. And this is some advice for you guys. If you're getting into e-commerce or dropshipping for the first time, pick a product that sells itself. Whether that's because it's so cheap it's a no-brainer for a customer, whether the quality will generally change their life, or whether they suffer with a very emotional problem that only this product can solve. If you're avoiding any of these three, just so you can start something in your own passion, it's going to be very hard for you to get your first couple sales. So let's start by finding what problems old people are experiencing that we can absolutely abuse. I think I could have worded that better. So first of all, we need to identify a problem in order to find a product that solves that problem and then propose the solution to the market. So the first thing I like to do is just hop onto ChatGPT and go back and forth for half an hour to an hour and try identify a problem that has potential. So I'm going to get straight on with that and I'll catch you guys after. I think I've just found the first product that I'm actually quite happy with. It's basically a micro needle eye mask. So my thought process behind this is eye masks have been around for like 20 years, but no one's really heard of micro needle eye patches. Like I didn't really know that was a thing. Basically it does the same thing as an eye mask, but it actually penetrates. So we basically have a new mechanism that we can target the same problem with. So theoretically it will sell a lot better. So the next step for me, and this isn't the same for everyone else, is I like to fill out a product analysis worksheet, which will basically help outline the USPs, the hidden USPs, the mechanisms, the hidden mechanisms, and then after that we can start finding the core avatars for this product. So let me fill out these worksheets and I'll get back to you. Now the big question that a lot of you guys will be wondering is why am I going with dropshipping in 2026? Everyone's preaching these other business models like freelance brand scaling, affiliate marketing and other shit like that. Why am I still going with the outdated dropshipping in 2026? Back in 2016, dropshipping was arguably one of the most simple business models out there. You'd find a shitty product on AliExpress, you'd set up an awful Shopify store, and then you post a couple of TikToks or maybe post an ad with £10 a day in ad spend and you'd magically get sales. Unfortunately, that business model has collapsed on so many levels. AliExpress has become one of the worst possible fulfillment partners, Meta CPMs and CPAs have skyrocketed, and people have become so good at building brands and building Shopify stores that people only trust the very best echelon. So while everyone didn't adapt and while everyone started calling dropshipping a scam, I did the complete opposite. I studied why these brands could still get sales, I studied why their fulfillment didn't fall apart when everyone else's did, and I studied how people could still afford Facebook CPMs. And because of that, I basically built a hybrid model between dropshipping and branded e-commerce that allows me to still make the good money that I was making in 2020, 2021 in 2026 with the same business model, just evolve 5 years further. Now, I might have just waffled for 5 minutes, but basically what I'm saying is we no longer use AliExpress to fulfill, we make sure our meta ads are amazing and our Shopify store is looking like a real business. If you're still using something like AliExpress or Temu or whatever you're using to dropship, you need to stop immediately. I've run stores in the past with these fulfillment partners and they are honestly awful. You're looking at return rates of 5 to 10%, which by the way gets you shut down pretty much immediately on any Shopify payment provider. So instead, what I'd recommend and what I use for all of my stores is Zendrop. They have a complete marketplace just like AliExpress of thousands and thousands of products that you can upload straight to your store. They have some of the best prices on the market, which most of the time beats AliExpress in the first place. And their shipping times are also very good. You're looking at 7 to 10 days from China to the UK, which some people won't even tell it's dropshipping at that point. You can also do all the cool stuff like branded packaging, you can request new products, and then also once you're getting some sales flowing, they do have a private agent feature where basically you have your own one-to-one support to scale your fulfillment. Zendrop did throw me a book to mention them in this video, but to be honest, I've always used them and I always recommend them. So now that's fulfillment sorted, we can focus on the other areas of the business. So I think my strategy for this product is to make my website and my branding as good as it possibly can be to make sure my conversion rate is kind of 2.5% and above. Because we don't have long here, I'm giving myself 48 hours to make this work. So we need to make sure our first ad prints, which means we need to remove as much friction as possible from the other sides of traffic. Basically, as soon as someone lands on the website, we need the best possible chance of them purchasing as possible because we're not going to have that many sessions when we're only running ads for 48 hours. So the next kind of 5 hours, I'm going to be spending that by doing some competitor analysis. So I'm on my Nia now and I'm researching competitors' ads. This is very helpful because if not, I would be completely shooting in the dark because I've never really run a product like this before. If you guys do want to get a massive discount off with my Nia, I do have a link in the description for them. Basically, we're looking for dropshipping brands that have been running ads for over 30 days with this product, but they're still posting new iterations of that first ad because it's printing money. If they launched an ad 30 days ago and they turned it off since then, it's very likely, almost definitely not working. So those are the brands that we don't want to copy. And when I say copy, I don't mean copy, we're still going to make it our own, but it's basically about finding the angles that competitors have already found for us because we don't really have time to find them ourselves. I think it's about time we start building the website because that's what's going to take the longest. Alright, so I've just finished up on making the website. To be honest, it didn't take me long at all. I have templates for basically every single niche of e-commerce, so all I do is drop the template in, customize the text with the help of Claude. So really, once you're doing that, it only takes an hour at tops. So because I over-predicted how much time that was going to take me, I also started making some ad creatives. We don't have time to make video ads. I'm not the best video editor either. Normally I'd outsource it to my video editor. So for this challenge, we're going to be running with 6 static ads. My plan is to launch 3 statics, then after 24 hours, launch the other 3 statics and hope we make a sale. Yo, it is the next day since the ads got set live, so we set the ads live last night. Not the best news, not the worst news. We have got our first order. I don't know if you can see it. We've got our first order. Average order value there is £64, which really is not bad. We spent £25 on ads because that's what we started our daily budget as. Basically, my strategy for the Facebook ads is to warm our account up because what I've found is the biggest issue with Facebook ads at the minute is just constantly banning accounts and constantly shadow banning accounts. So my priority first is to, for the first kind of 2 days, to do a very low budget just so we can give Facebook some data to show that we're a serious business and we want them to take us seriously. However, what this has also shown me is that our statics probably aren't the strongest. So today, what I think I'm going to do is make 1 to 3 video ads depending on how much time I have, set them live tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow or tomorrow night or the day after that, we'll have some more promising results. Well, have I got some news for you guys. We've now been running ads for 2 days now. I did take a little break. That's why the background is looking very different. It was my birthday, so I had a couple of days off where I paused the ads. And then we went straight back at it with the video ads. and by this we can see that the performance has gotten a lot better. So in the past 2 days of running ads, we've got 4 sales, which makes us profitable for the first time. We were spending $50 a day on ads, and our average order value is $39.99, which isn't great, but I'm going to get into that in a minute. So once you convert the currencies and once you take away what it costs me to fulfill, we've actually got quite a nice little profit to begin with. However, as you can imagine, there is a lot more to dig into here. The fact that all 4 of our orders have only been buying 1 piece shows us that we don't have enough urgency when it comes to upselling. So because of this, today's focus is going to be installing the Upsell.com app to basically spec out our entire store to optimize it for the best average order value. If you don't already know about Upsell.com, it's basically Shopify's #1 partner when it comes to upsells, bundle upsells, cart upsells, post-purchase upsells, literally the king of upselling. That's why it's got the domain Upsell.com. So it's always my go-to when I don't have a very good average order value to install that, spec out the entire store, and then keep running ads and see if it improves. So let's get that installed because I've only spent a very small amount of our budget today and we've already got 2 sales, so we could get a couple more today after we've increased the average order value. It's been about 12 hours since I set the Upsell app live and let the ads keep spending, so now I'm going to open up my Shopify dashboard live with you guys because I've not actually seen it yet. I've had my notifications off, so it's going to be interesting. Alright, let's go 3, 2, I'm only joking, that's one of my other businesses, but let's actually open up the dashboard for the first time. Okay, so it's 2:35 right now, and so far today, we've had £231 in sales, 4 orders. Now, I'll read out what those orders were for. So, we've got 1 order, which was just for the 1 pack. We've got 2 orders for the 2 pack, plus shipping protection. So that is $4.99? $3.99. And we've got 1 order for 1 piece plus the shipping protection. So the first order was obviously first thing this morning, so we didn't have the shipping protection actually on the website, so it makes sense why they didn't tick it. But all 3 of our orders since we enabled it with the Upsell.com app have included shipping protection, which is amazing because it doesn't cost us anything to do at all, so it just bumps up the amount we can spend on ads while maintaining profitability. Now, after taking a little bit of a bigger look into the analytics, I can see one main issue. Our ads aren't actually performing very well. The click-through rate is horrendous. For the amount we're spending on ads, we should be expecting maybe double the amount of sessions, but we're not getting many sessions at all. But also that shows us the fact that like a quarter of the people on our website, or just under a quarter of the people on our website, are purchasing our product. It shows us the product invokes a very good emotion and our website is telling that emotion perfectly. So on the basis of that, I think the next step here with this store would be to remake all of the ads and target maybe a different emotion, maybe a different angle, maybe a different ad format, because we never actually made static ads work. So I think another angle that would be cool to try is native ads. But on the basis of that, we have done £391 in sales in just under 4 days. If you deduct the first sale that we got and then I paused the ads and then we went again. So in the most recent trial of doing ads, we spent $100 on ads and we've made £391.41. Okay, I've actually just checked and it was $150 on ads, but that's still a massive return on ad spend. So it's going very well. I just want to fix the issue with sessions because our ads are performing, they're just not getting many clicks. So maybe there's an issue there. Maybe we should be sending people to a landing page first. It's just one of those ones. Now we've got a proof of concept. Now I dial in literally everything and scale this to the moon. But for a 7-day dropshipping challenge where I literally just picked the first product I could find, I really can't complain about £400 in revenue, some of that being profit. People don't realize that dropshipping is actually ridiculously easy. The hard part is actually maintaining profitability. You could throw up some of the most wacky ads with the worst website ever and still get a couple of sales. The hard part is making sure you're making profit after taking your costs of meta ads, after taking your costs of fees, returns, fulfilling the orders, everything like that. If you've still got money at the end, that means you're a successful dropshipper. I really do appreciate you guys watching this video. It's been a very fun one because I've never really done anything like this on my YouTube, like actually put my reputation on the line, because if I didn't make this work, I would have just ended up not posting a video, so that would have put me behind schedule. So I had to hustle and make this work. So it's been a very fun and interactive challenge for me to film. Please let me know in the comments below what type of videos you want to see next, whether that's another challenge video, more information, maybe you want to see a deep dive into the video ads that I was running, whatever, let me know in the comments. Additionally, if you do want to fast track your success in dropshipping or e-commerce, I do have a link below where you can fill in an application, and then if it sees that we're a good match, you can book in a call with me or one of my team. However, if you do just want more free sauce, make sure you subscribe with post notifications on, make sure you're following me on Instagram, TikTok, even X, and then also join my free Discord community because I do calls in there every once in a while, and I also have loads of free guides in there. Apart from that, I really do appreciate you guys watching. I will see you in the next one.